The only skill issue is your mom. Amethyst? I can't even get to the mine. Is he smelling me? Sniff, sniff? Louis. Hi everyone, welcome to my Stardew Valley Expanded playthrough. I'm starting fresh with a new farm, new character, and I'm getting into one of the biggest Stardew mods ever made. After what felt like an eternity of thinking of a name for the farm, I finally landed on Honey Hills Farm. I'm gonna play on the recommended Frontier farm layout, which brings not only a big farm layout, but also some new secrets to discover. If you don't know, Stardew Valley Expanded adds tons of new content, character, updated maps, events, and even some new lore, while keeping the classic Stardew Valley core gameplay. So let's dive into it, shall we? Alright, here we are on day 1, and it's the classic Stardew start. I get greeted by Robin, she shows me Honey Hills Farm, full of debris. And Louis talks about the very rustic house. One thing I've thought about is, did Grandpa ever update his house? Or is the starter house his old house? Like, did he always live without a kitchen? The package in the house gave me not the classic parsnip seed or hay as for the Meadowland, nectarine sapling. Okay, so that is already new. But a nectarine sapling. I moved my bed closer to the door because that's how all the pros do it. Then I checked the TV and the calendar for any changes, and already I can see some new faces. Who's that? Olivia? Andy? He looks like a mechanic or something. I went outside to clean up some of the debris and planted my brand new nectarine tree. Okay, so I'll plant the tree there. Then I probably need some seeds. I only got... Wait, I can take this and sell it, right? A pear. Then I head into town to poke around, and immediately I spot some new changes. This is so cute. And a little garden. I spent all my money on parsnip seeds and said hi to some familiar faces. And I got very excited to see Dusty the dog out. Oh, I love him already. Oh, look at the little portrait. Oh, so cute. I love dogs. I found some new places. For example, Shearwater Bridge, which I decided to leave for another time. I'm not gonna explore that now, but I'm gonna leave it till later. And Georgia Mart is still being Georgia Mart, with some small changes. And Morris is still being Morris. There's a new mansion in town where I met Olivia and Victor, and they seem interesting. I may have gone dumpster diving and found a bottle of wine outside their house. Nice. Which I later sold for way more than expected. After checking out the town, I went back to my farm to plant the parsnip seeds I bought earlier. And that killed all of my energy. So instead of working more and risking passing out, I went to do some more exploring. It seems like everyone is doing gardening now. Marnie is doing some gardening too. That's cool. Maybe this time around I don't have to save the valley's economy with my future industrial complex. I also ran into a dude named Andy, who I first thought was a mechanic or something, standing in a dark corner of his house drinking beer by himself. That's a mood. But turns out, he grows crops for Joja. And then there's Sophia at Blue Moon Vineyard, who already feels like someone I'm going to want to befriend. Eek, a stranger, okay. Me too, girl, me too. Back at the farm, I realized I completely forgot to water my crops after I planted them. I didn't water. And I'm gonna pass out. Oh no. So we're off to a great start. Day 2. I remembered to water the crops and then I head straight for the beach. Willie hooked me up with a fishing rod, so obviously I had to do some fishing. I sold the fish I caught and I prayed it would be enough for the backpack upgrade. Going back into town, I met Haley, who decided to be rude to me. Horrendous clothes. Excuse me. You're so rude. I don't understand why people like Haley. She's always rude to me. Yeah, we're not starting a friendship arc there anytime soon. I want to check the price on the backpack upgrade. 2,000. Oh. Yeah, a lot more expensive than what I remembered. I also said hi to the ladies having their weekly meetup. And I gave Caroline a gift so I could get the tea sapling as soon as possible. Oh, and it was Morris' birthday. And I know I could give him something, but honestly, it feels a bit morally wrong. So I decided Morris is not getting a gift from me. Rest of the day, I ended up cleaning the farm, and as always, I ran out of energy early and called it a night at 6:30 p.m. Day 3 is a rain day, and it's raining, which means no need for watering, and I keep picking up this stupid plant on the table. I went on autopilot straight down to the beach to do some foraging. On my way back from the beach to drop off the stuff I foraged, I stumbled upon Morris giving out 50% off coupons. 50% off coupons. Okay, can I get one? No. Okay. Amethyst? I can't even get to the mines. Maybe I should have given him that gift anyway. Early in the game, fishing is a great way to get some money. So I went back to the beach and sold everything I caught to Willie. I also tried to pet Dusty, but Alex was standing in the way. Like, excuse me, step aside. I finished the day by meeting some more townsfolk in the saloon. I accidentally stepped on a bug. I do that by... not accidentally. Need to pick me up some food today. Force a buy. Why can't you buy something here when you're already here? What is that? Pumpkin Smasher, the arcade game. And of course, burning through my last bit of energy before crashing into bed. Day 4. Started the morning with watering the crops and by petting Dusty because he's a good boy and deserves nothing but love. Then I ran into Penny and I gotta be honest, I don't really vibe with her. That's all she says. Then she's like, oh, what are you doing here? She's a bit boring and nothing personal, but she's not my favorite. I decided to do some more serious exploring. Can I go here? I can. What is this? And holy crap, this mod delivers. I found a 4-leaf clover, an abandoned vineyard with a creepy doll, my absolute favorite sword, a forest sword, just laying there. And is this an ancient battlefield or what? Like, what is going on here? I wrapped up the day by selling some stuff, cleaning the farm some more, and heading to bed. Day 5 and I got a cat. I named her Pixel and I promised to love her forever. It was also time to harvest the first parsnips. The cutscene at the community house also played, which means it's time to investigate the so-called rat problem. And spoiler alert, it's definitely not rats. Then I went to Pierre, sold my parsnips, grabbed some more seeds, and bought my backpack upgrade. I planted the new crops I got from Pierre's, and then I did some more farming cleanup until my energy ran out and I went to bed early again. The next day I made my first scarecrow and crafted some fertilizers to put on the parsnips I planted. Yesterday. I realized I can't put fertilizers on already grown crops, so I put some on the other crops instead. Then I went to the wizard to let him explain Judimos to me, and his house has gotten an upgrade. He gave me some of that yummy magical potion before I left. Yummy. Did he poison me or something? What is going on? And also, now we've got this really cool big basement. I then headed into the forest where things got super foggy. And honestly, I wish there was fog in the vanilla Stardew game too. It makes the world feel more alive. After I was done foraging in the forest, I went on my way home. Can I steal? No. That would have been funny if I could steal it. And since it's spring, I needed to get some spring onion. But the spring onions in my game are behaving weird. Why aren't the leeks showing up? Well, or is it green onion, I mean? Yeah, spring onion. Why aren't they showing up? I put all the stuff I found in the forest back into the chest at my farm and decided since it's raining, I want to try to catch a catfish. And I'm gonna go into town to try to catch a catfish. I don't think I will catch it, but you never know. Let me just fish here for a while. The first one I got was an absolute pain in the ass.
I can finally play my favorite game after this long day, I said excitedly. I was then diddled by the sweatiest, most bitchless, unemployed creatures this planet has ever seen.
But later I managed to catch one. Would you look at that? Everyone's saying skill issue, skill issue. The only skill issue is your mom not being able to raise you right. Finally. Thank you. Last day of week 1 and it's Lewis's birthday, so I had to at least acknowledge it. Happy birthday! Here you go, Lewis. A pear. Is he smelling me? Sniff, sniff? Lewis. Also, I contributed to my very first community center bundle, which always feels so rewarding. Bundle complete and I get spring seeds. Wow! 30 spring seeds. The boulder is now removed thanks to Joja, so thanks for that, I guess. And since the boulder was now removed, I decided to hit the mines without bringing any food. I have barely any food. First stone, did you see that? But I got rather lucky. Wow, I slayed my first slime. Not bringing enough food was a terrible idea, but I found a lot of copper. So much copper. And I made it to level 5 without passing out. Since I had no food to eat, I went home and collapsed into bed, and that wraps up my first week of the farm. And that was week 1 of Honey Hill's farm, and I hope you enjoyed it. I am a little bit overwhelmed by all of the new content, but it was very fun exploring some of the new areas and meeting some of the new characters, and I hope I get to see a lot more of that. And this is also my first time making a little bit longer video content, so I hope it wasn't too bad. And if you want more shorter stuff, you can check out my Instagram. And if you want more longer videos, I might do a part 2. I'm not entirely sure yet. It was a lot of work, but it was very fun to do. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, bye!